If you've ever looked into getting solar panels for your home, then you already know the pricing can feel, well, like a bit of a puzzle. Today, we're going to solve it. We are diving straight into the real costs of UK solar for 2026.
And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? You get a quote, and the numbers can be pretty intimidating. They don't always seem to add up in the way you'd expect, and it leaves you wondering, am I actually getting a good deal here?
So this brings us to the big question for this explainer. We're all taught to hunt for the lowest price, but with solar, that can be a real trap. We're about to find out exactly why the smallest initial investment might actually cost you a whole lot more in the long run.
Okay, so our mission here is to cut right through all that noise. We're going to get past the estimates and look at the hard numbers, what they really mean for your wallet. Because that upfront cost you see, yeah, it can be seriously misleading. Once you dig just a little deeper, you find that the real bargain is often hiding exactly where you least expect it.
So let's start by breaking down the options. We're going to explore the different system sizes, or tiers, that are available to UK homeowners. Okay, so here's the breakdown. You've got your entry point system, just a few panels. This is perfect for, say, a small bungalow or flat, and it's really just going to cover your basic background load. The lights, charging your laptop, that kind of stuff. Then you jump up to the standard tier. This is the sweet spot for a typical 3-bedroom home. And finally, you've got the heavy hitter. Now we're talking a big system for a large house, or especially if you're thinking about charging an electric vehicle. That 4-kilowatt standard system is really the benchmark for a reason. It's kind of the magic number that covers all the essentials of modern life, the washing machine, the fridge, and it often leaves you with enough power left over to sell back to the grid. It's the system that just delivers what most people are really looking for.
But here's where the numbers get really surprising. Let's take a look at how the value changes as you scale up. This is where the real bargain is hiding.
So as you would absolutely expect, the total price goes up with the system size. The entry system is cheapest, the heavy hitter is the most expensive overall. No surprises here, right? This chart confirms exactly what our intuition tells us. But just watch what happens when we look at this a different way. Now, look at this. When we calculate the average cost per panel, the trend completely reverses. That small system is suddenly the most expensive per unit, and the cost just plummets as you scale up. This right here, this is where that hidden value is.
And the key takeaway? You're saving over £100 per panel just by choosing a larger system. That is a massive difference in value.
So, why does this happen? It's a great question. It's not that the panels themselves are cheaper in bulk. The answer is something we can call the Costco effect, and it all comes down to one thing: fixed cost. A fixed cost is exactly what it sounds like. It's an expense that doesn't change with the size of the job. The installation company has to cover these costs whether they're installing 4 panels on your roof or 20. And here's what they are. The scaffolding has to be put up, a van has to drive to your house, the system needs to be certified, and all that official paperwork has to be filed. These core costs are pretty much identical for any job, big or small. So when you really think about it, the only real difference between a small job and a big one is a little more time for the crew up on the roof and the effort of carrying a few more panels up a ladder. That's it. Those base costs get spread out over more hardware, and that's what makes each individual panel cheaper. So all of this information leaves you, the homeowner, with a really fascinating strategic choice to make. It's not just about what you need today, it's about what makes the most financial sense for tomorrow. So here's the trade-off. You can go small now for the lowest initial hit to your bank account, but it's the most expensive option per panel. And if you ever need to upgrade later, say for that electric car you don't have yet, you risk paying all those fixed costs like scaffolding all over again. Or you go big now. It is a higher initial investment, but you lock in the absolute best value per panel, and you totally future-proof your home. Which leaves us with this final thought. It's a strategic gamble, really. Do you save the cash now and install a smaller system, or do you invest more today to get the best value? Essentially, do you pay once now, or maybe risk paying double later? Something to think about.